Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Congratulations. You made it through another week. That means it's time for another fun-filled, exciting episode of This is the Future.
unfucking fortunately.
Unfortunately. Here we are. Hey, this week was fun, man. I'm not going to get into it yet, but I would like to say the person that threw down the music, not too bad. Not too bad. Encourage the rest of you little Wimple Stiltskins to do the same.
Yeah.
Just pick a record.
Yeah. Pick a record with an album, do the thing, the band, come on.
I know some of you personally. I know like some of you are huge Madonna fans. Like just pick a Madonna record.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. We'll listen to it. It was great.
We'll listen to it, and if it's not our cup of hammers, we'll tell you that it's not our bag of crumpets, and we'll move on.
It could be like silk sheets, or it could be silk sheets or a bag of rusty nickels, but we'll listen to it.
That's fucking right.
That was fun. Oh man. Speaking of fun, man, I went to a Phillies game last night.
Nice.
And I've realized something, that when you buy tickets for anything, eventually you get like good juju, if you know what I mean. Like I don't like when you start buying tickets at whatever age for anything, you don't know what you're doing. So you usually end up with okay tickets. But as you keep going and you keep buying tickets, the ticket gods start to smile on you. I'll give you an example. I went to buy right now in the baseball stadiums, at least around here, any outside venue, they have a certain amount of capacity, of course, and they sell seats in pods.
Okay.
Like 2, 3, or 4 person pods. And then they try to, they take a yardstick and try to figure out what 6 feet is from there. And, they sprinkle them throughout the field. So the point is that they sell all the 2-seat pods right away. So I was looking for tickets a few days ago, and there were a couple of 3-seat pods that were okay seats, but you had to buy 3, even if only 2 were going.
Right.
So you'll end up spending more money than you need to. So long story short, while I'm working and shopping for tickets, I had some shit in my cart and I dumped it out. They were going to be okay seats. So then I'm talking to some customer, and I don't know how, but I ended up, and anyway, long story short, I found some seats. I picked them, didn't know what they were, figured they were decent. Right. We almost walked on the field. Like, that's how close we were. I was like, holy shit. When you're not poor, but when you get really excited because you're sitting with the rich people, that's what it's just like, do we belong here? Like we should, like we were really acting like, like we should be cool, keep it easy, don't get obnoxious. And where we sat, I'm not going to call those people privileged, but they were comfortable. They were yelling at the first baseman, like constant shit. I got to the point where I was asking the first baseman of the other team where the ice cream was. I was like, hey, where's the ice cream? Like, I just got really comfortable. That's not something you can do in the nosebleeds. And He didn't know where it was. He looked like he knew where the soft serve was. He didn't know, but I found it.
Yeah.
Did
he at least like look around? Was he like, where is the ice cream?
No. That's what's so great is I'm thinking to myself, I started thinking to myself, not all of them, but these are millionaires, more or less. Some of these people are very, very, very much so millionaires, and they're grown. They're not, they're, whoever they are, they put up with a lot of shit to get where they are. That discipline was amazing. Seriously, amazing discipline. The first baseman actually of the other team, the Brewers, had a shit night. He almost had a home run or something, and he got out by our airborne fucking catcher, like tagged him in midair. It was fucking beautiful. But anyway, it would have hurt my feelings, and if I was this gentleman, I would have wanted some ice cream. He looked like a bowl of ice cream, but yet he was a hell of a baseball player, and his discipline was amazing. These drunk people were yelling at him, doing everything they could. Didn't matter. We won the game, but it wasn't because of us.
I love that. I'm sure you're talking about a baseball player that might be a little chunky around the middle. And
yeah,
I love that. Baseball is one of the few sports where you could look like a fat ass, but still be a really good baseball player. And like you could just be a fat fuck. Like one time, my friend, he loves baseball. He's a big baseball fan, and I'm not really into it, but I like certain things or whatever about it. And we're talking about like his favorite baseball player. I think is he's a Mets fan, and his favorite baseball player is on the Mets. and I forget his name. I think the guy's like Latino descent or something like that, and he's kind of fat. Like he's bigger than me kind of guy. And
Right.
And I think he just hit his like first home run a couple of years ago after playing for like 20 years or something like that, you know. And he swung so hard his like helmet like spun around and stuff. And he like it went like out and it was considered a home run, and he was even like, I guess. And I went through a phase of every once in a while like Googling, just like typing in fat baseball players. I just thought it was fun to be like, look at that fat baseball player, like 380 pounds. Look at that guy. It's beautiful.
I guess that is the only sport where you have someone with that can be or appear to be overweight.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
you
upper
could.
body strength. I mean, you know, if you can hit the shit out of that ball. I mean, this guy on the Brewers is a first baseman. That's not an easy position to play.
Right.
That's pretty, you know. And then he hit the ball. He's a big motherfucker, though. I mean, that's great.
Well, like in combat sports, boxing and MMA and stuff like that, you could be a big fat guy, and you know, like Butterbean.
Oh yeah, Butterbean is.
Yeah, well, he's like 450 pounds, and you look at his record. He has it's like 50 wins and 10 losses or something like that. That's a good record for a big fat man. Like,
how do you take a hit in the stomach though? Like,
I think you don't feel it at all. You can still. What? What do you want?
Was like getting punched. It's like getting punched in the refrigerator. You're just like, oh. You hit me in the Twinkies. Oh.
And I think it was hard to knock that guy out because it was just like body and then ears. You know, there was no give. There was no neck. It was just shoulder, body, ears, head. It was like so. You can't. It's probably hard to knock that guy out because there was none of this. It was just like.
Yeah, it's like punching Jello. You know, it's like. You just lose your gloves in his body.
Now that's a different show. You know what I mean?
I realized what I said. Painted a lot of disgusting images.
Or fun, just good images, you know.
Is that a latex glove hanging out of your butt?
Yeah, I'm a doctor. Leave me alone.
Still doesn't work.
You know.
It's all nasty. So anyway, how's your week?
It's pretty good. I don't know if you and the couple of people that watch this, but I have really bad allergies. I'm really stuffed up.
You look a little stuffed.
I'm a baseball player. Don't worry about it.
Have you seen my baseball?
Have you seen my baseball? Every time in the summer or around this year, like once a year, every year, around this time or in the summer, I get a hay fever from allergies. You know what a hay fever is? It's basically when you're prone to allergies around this time of year, it's like an allergy infection, basically. You're not sick, but you basically have the cold, like you basically have a common cold that isn't contagious, basically. It's like a common cold basically caused by pollen.
Right.
What it is you get too much pollen in you and then it stays and it basically just causes like an allergy like explosion basically in my, like I feel like the inside of my face is exploding. Like I want to rip it off, itch it and put it back. It's like insane.
Jesus.
And I'm like all like stuffed up and like my throat is like itchy and scratchy because of it. My eyes, I want to like pull them out and rinse them out, put them back in. Like there's just.
Don't they have a pill for that?
Yeah, but they don't fucking work. I take Claritin. Been taking Claritin. You're supposed to take one every 24 hours. That's what it says. And it says no more than that. I've taken what time is it? like a little after 12. I've taken 2 already. Yesterday I took 3. So like, and it helps a little bit. And I have like this thing where you like put it in your nose and you like, it looks like a tampon. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's a string.
yeah, I have bloody nose. What I'm saying.
Yeah, those will stop. You won't be able to sneeze with those in your nose.
But it's like a, I don't know, like a Vicks thing where you like, and it like
Yeah.
helps, but like only for a second. And then I have like an inhaler that helps too. But it's just like, this happens every year. And this is a bad time for it to happen because I'm like outside or in public, like, and people are like looking at me weird, you know, like COVID. So I'm like, it's not COVID, it's allergies. Other things exist. Just because it's COVID, other things exist. Like, just because it's COVID, you think all the pollen's gonna go away? Like all the flowers are just gonna be, yeah, quarantine. I'm gonna stay inside.
Dude, have you tried so you've tried all the allergy pills? Okay, so I'm gonna imagine that you've tried all the allergy pills already. So how long does this shit last?
Like a week.
And then what? And then you're climatized? You're over it?
No, I still have like mild allergies. Like it, like this, from like springtime to the end of summer, every time I wake up, I feel a little tickle. And then like a little scratch or sneeze a couple times, then it goes away. It's like nothing. I like forget about it. But like this, where I'm all stuffed up and like fake sick, this probably lasts a week, and then I just go back to feeling regular, annoying allergies.
Damn.
But so when I was growing up, I used to get an allergy shot, where it's just like you go to the doctor and you just get a shot, and then it's like you're good for the season.
Right.
But I haven't done that in a while, and I don't know, maybe I should, but yeah, every year it's like this. I'm just like fucking blowing my nose, sneezing. I sound like I'm all fucking, sucks. But
yeah, I got them really bad when I lived on the East Coast when I was a kid. So I had allergy pills all the time. I couldn't, if I don't take an allergy pill, I can't stop sneezing. I won't be able to function.
Right.
Like, I just drains constantly, and all the cars are covered in this shit. So you're up shit's creek as far as that goes. But I've been taking an allergy pill. I take like 6 months out of the year. I take one every day. I mean, works. I'm all right. But when I was in Oregon, I didn't have any problems for 12 years. Never took an allergy pill. And the weirdest thing, right before I moved out of Oregon, my allergies kicked on. It's like they say that 7-year thing.
Yeah.
Your body's immune to something for a long time that comes back. So, yeah, and that came back here, and of course, kicked my ass. So I'm all about it. But I was paying $30 because those liquid gel Zyrtex are like fucking, I don't know, like 14 pills for like $30. I'm like, this is an expensive habit. Like, to not be sneezing. Like, what are you hooked on? Be like, I don't like to sneeze, man. Like, that's all it is. Like, if you were just a fan of sneezing, you wouldn't care, because that's, teary eyes and shit. But
they say that a sneeze is a 1/8 of an orgasm.
Then my cousin has orgasms in front of everybody because he does like 12 at a time. I told him that. I was like, you just came in your shorts. He's like, I'm like, whoa, I'm serious. I think he really had a joygasm, like at least 12. I think he's like 8 to 12 sneezes at a time. I'm not making that shit up. I've never seen anyone do that. We're going to get Guinness Book of World Records out here. Really, really intense. But yeah, he's got to be getting off.
I remember being a freshman or sophomore in high school, and my friend Jamin and I, Jamin, like we were in a shop class together, and we heard that for the first time, that like a sneeze is 1/8 of an orgasm. So we would go outside. We were in shop class, and we go out back of the back door of the classroom, and there's like all the sawdust and stuff because like it's woodworking, and the sun was out, and we're staring at the sun and trying to breathe in the sawdust because we're standing out there trying to sneeze 8 times, but we can only get a couple off, so It's like a quarter of an orgasm or something. So
I'd imagine some people's kinks are like, like to like increase their orgasm, to like someone just brings in like a finger full of pollen, and he's like,
yeah,
achoo, achoo. It's like she's right, like she's on top, she's getting ready to have it, and you just smear, a mustache full of pollen under her nose.
yeah.
And then it's wet everywhere. It's really good.
Yeah, you have
so
like
pollen-induced orgasms. That's a thing.
Oh yeah, you have like a whip made out of flowers and stuff. You get flogged with a bunch of like dandelions and stuff.
It's a feather whip.
Snorting a line of ground up bees or something,
Hell yeah. No, it's really not cool to sneeze right now. And if someone says bless you, they say it aggressively. It's kind of like they're reading you your rights. It's like, bless you. Like, oh, right. Fuck. I'm wearing 3 masks and I'm 16 feet away from you. Right. We're safe.
You understand? Like, if I hold in a sneeze or a cough, I'm gonna shit my pants.
You'll smell that later.
Then you'll start fucking coughing. God damn it.
I'm still going in the grocery store with shit in my pants, just so you know. And I'm wearing shorts, so it's not going to be in there long.
But yeah, other than the allergies, I'm doing good. My mom's still in town. Shit, my whole life just almost fell apart. My mom is still in town, so we've been hanging out, and it was cool. Like, she got here and I had to work the first 3 days she was here, so she was just hanging out with all the people that live here, and so that was cool. And but I had Monday and Tuesday off, got to hang out. Yesterday I was going, like, getting ready for work, and around 11 o'clock, the owner texted me like, hey, we're going to be closed for the next 2 days. So I was like, fuck yeah. I got another 2 days off. And we're closed because Wednesday and Thursday are the beginning of the week for my work. And it's usually really, really slow, like painfully slow. Sometimes it'll pick up, but sometimes it's just like, man, it's so fucking slow. And Oregon, at least Portland, is opening fully back up again on Friday.
Didn't you just shut it down?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Like, I don't really know. I don't try to fucking.
All right.
There's no reason to try to process this shit anymore, because it's just like, it's such a bunch of ball of horse shit. Like, I have no idea what's going on ever.
Mm-hmm.
You walk outside and the fucking, like, it's like time to get in a truck and they're gonna shoot us all in the head. I don't know what's gonna happen. And every day is fucking new. Like, you hear a new thing every day, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't care. So, but we're opening back up again starting tomorrow. So the owner was just like giving everybody 2 days off, because he's like, it's really nice out. It's gonna be slow. Well, let's start fresh on Friday. So cool. I was like, cool. I get an extra 2 days to hang out with my mom.
That's awesome, man. So
yeah,
then
she was gonna leave yesterday, but she was like, well, I'll just stay a couple more days if you got the days off. I was like, all right.
That's great, man.
Yeah, and then so this made me laugh. So I got in that car accident, right? And,
yeah.
So this is not what made me laugh, but his insurance decided to total my car. So my car's totaled. It doesn't look like much, but the frame is bent, because when I got rear-ended, I was at a stoplight, so I had my foot on the brake, right? Shit. So there was no give, so the frame bent. And when that happens, they usually decide to total the car. So that's what happened. And then so the tow truck driver yesterday came to pick up my car. Right at 9 in the morning, I was out there in my slippers and my jams. Hair was all fucked up. Hadn't had coffee yet. And this like dirty, what a tow truck driver looks like. That's what he looked like, a tow truck. Kind of fat, like fat, button up shirt. One button was missing, grease all over. But he had a fucking Bluetooth. That just cracks me.
They're always working.
Fucking cracks me up.
Always
He's got grease all over. There's a button missing, and then he's got the fucking technology right in his ear, just
That's
like
right.
the carpet doesn't match the drapes, man. Like,
You're blowing my mind.
no, I'm no piece of work, but come on. Anyway, I went out. He kind of walked up to the driveway. He was looking at the car. I opened the door, went on the porch. I was like, "Hey, man, how's it going?" He's like, "He's Russian." He's like, "Good, man, good, good." And I'm like, "Do you need anything from me? Can I help you, or you got it, or whatever?" He's like, "Well, maybe you help me with one thing." I'm like, "All right, yeah, what's up?" He's like, "You look like big guy. Do you help me push?" And I'm like, and I go, "All right, man." So I just like started laughing my way back into the house to put shoes on. I'm like, this guy's fucking hilarious. He didn't even know he had no idea. He just made me crack up. You look like big guy. You help me push.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, all right, man. Yeah, okay. So I was going out there, pushed it over, turned it onto the street, and for some reason the seat was slid up kind of like all the way to the steering wheel, and he didn't bother to move it. He just like his fat tow truck body in there, and he was trying to get out, and he was having a hard time getting out. And he looked back at me, and he was like, "So you weren't the last person to drive this car, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, I wasn't, but you can't get out of there either, fatty. So what are you talking about?" He gets out, and he's just like, I never heard someone have an accent when they make like a groan or like
Yeah.
just a noise, not like real words. He's like, oh, 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 and pats his stomach. He's like, oh, oh. And then I had this little toy like semi truck that was like a transformer. It was like Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime, yeah.
Kind of sitting on the dash. I was like, "Oh yeah, forgot that." And so I went and grabbed it. And I'm like, "I almost forgot my little truck." And he looks at me with this sparkle in his eyes. Like he just like transferred back to being 7 years old in Russia or something. And just like he looked at me and goes, "So you truck driver, huh?" His voice got all high. Like, "So you truck driver, huh?" And I just laughed. I'm like, "Nah, man, it's a toy. I'm a child." He's like, "Oh," and it turned around, and that's the last thing I said to him. It's like I really disappointed him. You know?
He was gonna offer you a fucking job.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like he wanted so bad to connect, and I looked at myself. And I'm like, "Yeah, I look like a truck driver. I can pull that off. I bet." And look at me. And then so I think he just wanted to connect, be like, talk about trucks and stuff.
Right.
And then when I told him no, he just kind of was like, "Oh," and then turned around and walked away. That was the last. But I was like, "Man, that guy really made my morning."
That's great. Yeah, people used to think that when I would drive truck that I was the gas station attendant.
Really?
'Cause I had piercings and a green mohawk and shit. I understand. And you have all these good old boys driving trucks, wearing boots and whatnot. And one time in Texas, I was putting gas in my truck. I was putting fuel in my truck, and this guy he says, "You gonna get the windows?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, I would. They're pretty dirty." I'm like, "Well, I always wash the windows." He's like, "That's good service. I've been coming here for years. I've never seen anyone come out there and do a driver's truck like that." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, he's like, "You can do mine next." And I'm like, "I'm not doing at this point, I'm not doing your fucking windows." He's like, "Hey, don't talk to me like that. I'll go tell your boss you're being disrespectful." I'm like, "How are you going to tell my boss that I'm being disrespectful?" He's like, and he did. He walked right inside, and I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here!" I'm not shitting you, man. You don't wear a work shirt that says your company when you drive a truck. You really could be anybody. But right. I mean, I went in there. I got myself 2 hot dogs and some nonsense, and I'm standing there, and I'm no shit. He's like, "You got some guy out there working on people, putting fuel in people's trucks, and he's rude. He said he would not clean my windows." And the guy behind the counter says, "Was he wearing one of these shirts?" And the guy goes, "No." He says, "Well, he sure as shit doesn't work here." And then he turned around and he was like, I was like, yeah, that's my truck. Just like these are my hot dogs. He's like, oh, I was like, so I'm not cleaning your fucking windows. He's like, guess not. I was like, yeah, I guess not. Get the fuck out of here. And then he just walks out and he's like, goddamn world's changing. I was like, okay.
How is the world changing? I love how that's like an old man thing to say when he's wrong and doesn't want to admit it. Like, goddamn world's changing. How's the world changing? Either you work somewhere or you don't. Like,
you could just say sorry. That's cool too, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's fucking funny. We were talking about so Portland. So you live in Portland. Last week they shut everybody down, and now they're opening everything up on Friday.
Yeah.
Real quick, what does that mean? Does that mean you're going back to what it was 2 weeks ago, or you're going back like full? Okay, just back to where you were.
What it was 2 weeks ago.
All right. Okay.
In which is basically, other than wearing masks and stuff and having somewhat of a limitation, is pretty much normal.
Do you guys still have pods?
Yeah, and we're always gonna do it like that because it seems to be better for us, and I feel like the customer gets a better deal because they get to play free pinball. Well, you've been there, and all you have to do is pay for your pod, and with the food and drink you buy. So if it's just you, $20 pod, and you buy a burger and a beer, you pretty much made your quota. You got your, more or less. You might buy another beer or a soda and you're there. And that's a meal. That's that's what people would buy anyways, so.
So before people came in there, did they have to buy anything?
No.
So this way you're at least making $20 an hour roughly, or something like that per machine.
So what it is it kind of, it makes sure each party's happy. It's because sometimes people would come in there and camp out and drink like a cup of coffee or one beer and stay there for 2 hours. And it's like, okay, that's cool. But that's not good for business, and you're trying to give everyone a fair shake, give someone a good price and a good deal, but also you still want to stay open, right?
Right.
So it's like, spend some money and have a good time, but you're still getting a good deal,
Oh yeah, I think it's a great setup, and like I was saying, I've been to places around here where you pay $10 for an hour, and it's just not like what you're doing. They don't serve food, but it's $10 for the hour, so they know that that people aren't dicking around. You have to pay $10 to get in there,
right?
So everyone has to pay, so that's guaranteed, and you're going to make money versus someone who can come in and put coins in a machine or not.
Right.
And they might not spend any money. You might have 20 people in there and only 5 of them are spending money. So no, sure. I get that. I'm glad. That's right on. I was just curious, this is going to change the face of shit for a while until there's a financial reason to change things. I don't imagine people will.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's different for every place and every person, but I think for us, I think this is just better. And I think people like having their own space, and people I get to play the Jurassic Park machine for an hour, and then I'm going to meet up with some friends, and we're going to go get the bigger pod that has 5 or 6 machines in it, and we can play Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters and Indiana Jones or whatever. And then we could do that for an hour, and if we're feeling froggy, we could stay for another hour, and we could go play, whatever else,
Yep.
So.
Right. And that's
I think it makes people feel kind of special. They get their own little area, so.
Right. That's just like movie theaters renting the whole theater out for like a couple hundred. I don't know, like what but you can do that. It's shaking things up, and I'm interested to see how people come back. People are already coming back, and things have changed, and it's cool. Like because of space, there's been like more outside dining, this, that, and the other thing, different experiences. But one thing that I saw this morning, I think I've mentioned we're heading down to Florida
Right.
as a family in a couple of weeks. And we all know Florida, kind of the Wild West of the Southeast. They decided this week to get rid of all the signage. No more signs about social distancing. You do need to wear a mask, but they've lowered the distance from 6 feet to 3 feet. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just like to pause here for a second. You get within 3 feet of my ass, you're going to know about it, because I don't like 3 feet. I never was a 3 feet guy. Like, that's it. That's bubble space right there. So 3 feet is a general rule. It always was. So what's Florida going to do next? 0 feet? Like, no, man, you can stand on his toes. That's okay now. Like, no, it's not. 3 feet, motherfucker. That's enough. 6 feet, great. Like, it's okay if the line is longer, in my opinion, because if you've ever been to a damn amusement park, most days they always have so many turnstiles to go through, and you never go through all of them unless it's a Saturday. So this 6 feet bullshit is great. You know, I don't want to sniff your sweaty ass. You don't want to sniff mine. But Florida just cracks me up, man. Like, we're going to take it down from 6 feet to 3 feet. Like, what?
Yeah, it's funny. It's like back when they had signs and mask requirements and the whole 6 feet thing, they didn't follow the fucking rules anyways.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, the rules weren't it's not like they followed them anyway. So it's like,
well, why?
Florida could be Florida. I know you're going there, but yeah.
I don't know, man. I know I'm going to get picked on for wearing a mask. That's going to be my favorite thing. But
oh yeah, people are definitely going to.
You know, I mean, the problem that we're having around here is that we know people who were getting the vac. We have some personal friends of ours, who've had very not great experiences on different vaccines. So this close to our trip, we're not going to get that shit and then go down there and be sick and so now we're going down there and we won't be vaccinated like most everybody else down there, and we'll be wearing masks, and that's it. But I personally, like, some of the shit that I'm just going to chill on that for a second. But as far as like Florida, just fucking cracks me up. Like, I can't wait to go down there and just laugh my fucking ass off with sweat in my eyes, and aggressive people who want to ride Harry Potter rides who are serious about it, just people with Southern accents saying, hurry up and get on that ride. We got to get back in the minivan. Like, I just haven't heard anyone talk like that in a while. I'm looking forward to that. Y'all gonna ride the Raptor ride? Like, yay! 3 feet. Y'all remember 3 feet. That's 1, 2, 3 feet. 3 feet.
3 feet, just like your Uncle Cletus. He has 3 feet.
3 feet. We ain't doing 6. Things have changed. Like, okay.
It's like your Uncle Billy Joe went to school for 3 years. 3 feet, 3 years.
I don't know why you're getting below 3 feet, Timmy. You ain't been vaccinated. I'm not going for the rides. I'm going for the people.
He's been vaccinated. Some people call it heroin, but he calls it vaccinations.
Leave Uncle Daryl alone. He's in the band vaccinating. He vaccinates between his toes.
I don't know about these vaccinations. Ever since Billy Joe got vaccinated, he lives under a bridge.
He just loves that vaccine. Can't get enough. He takes stage 1 and stage 2 at the same time.
I didn't know a side effect from these vaccines were stealing mama's money. I didn't know. I didn't know vaccines had a side effect from robbing a bank.
Side effects may include everything that comes with doing heroin.
May include stealing TVs from pawn shops.
Oh, shit. Oh, I can't wait for that bullshit. That's going to be great. There's so many Northerners that live down there, though. It's disturbing. So that's what gets me. You're expecting that Southern thing, and then it's like, hey, fuck you. I'm like, whoa, what the hell, man? Mickey Mouse has some sass.
Yeah, dude. Like, when I was I went to North Carolina a couple years ago, and for a comedy festival, and it's so funny. Like there would be like people with like Southern accents, and then there are people with like a fucking Brooklyn accent. Like it's like and then I met a couple people that had like a weird combination of both.
Sure. Been
Like,
down there for a
like
few.
I can't even do it right because it's just like it's so weird. I was just like, what the fuck are you?
That's what I've so desperately tried to explain to people out west is that it's not the Northeast and the Southwest or the Southeast. It's the East Coast. They've blended.
Yeah.
They've as so many people up here be like, man, fuck this shit. I'm moving to South Carolina, man. I'm gonna get a cheap house. It's gonna be great. Blah 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 blah. Like, no, it's not. I lived there for 14 years. It's not great. It's fucking hot. Hot.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm sweating right now thinking about it. Like, oh yeah, I can handle the heat. Yeah, your fucking air conditioner can't. Your house is going to be crying at 9 o'clock at night, trying to keep you fucking cold all night. It's not going to happen. You're going to be in your house all the time, not even all summer. You're going to. I'm sweating right now, seriously, and I'm up north. I'm going down there. I'll come back weighing half as much. Be like, Tony, why didn't you eat anything? Be like, I ate everything. Here I am. It's too fucking hot down there. It's ridiculous. And they're going, oh, it's cheap. It's cheap. Like, it's not cheap if everyone goes there. Did you know that?
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
Not. And everyone's like, hey, listen, I mean, don't. And the other thing is like, if you're like from the Northeast, be like, yeah, man, I'm a New Yorker. Be like, oh yeah, where you live at in New York? Oh, I live down in Fayetteville, North Carolina now, but I'm a New Yorker. Be like, no, motherfucker, you're a Fayetteville, North Carolinian now. You're not a New Yorker. You're not bumping people to get into parking spaces. You're not slapping people around for pizza at 2 a.m. No, you're saying, yes, ma'am, because that's how it works down there. You get slapped in the eye by an old grandmother. You will be polite. I'm telling you. East Coast.
Yeah, I was talking to my mom about that, about the yes ma'am and no sir kind of thing.
Yeah.
With she's from Kentucky, and so we would go there growing up from like being like young kids, like 4 or 5. I think the last time I went there, last time I was there, I was in my 20s, but the last time we stopped going there as a family was like I was like 16 or 17. So went there for like 12 years or something like that every summer. And my grandparents always try to get us kids to call them like sir or ma'am. And I guess my mom she said she kind of wanted us to do that. But we come back to Oregon, no one did that. So I guess she didn't want us to go back and forth and getting confused, going, yes, ma'am, and then coming back here and people being like, oh, sir was my father. You could call me Timmy. You know what I mean? So, but I guess that I don't remember it, but I guess it was kind of a big deal with my family. Like, because my dad was like, grew up on the West Coast, was like, nah, I don't want my kids to do that. And I disagree with him a lot, but that's one of the things I do agree with him. Like, yeah, I don't really, because to me, if I got to call someone sir or ma'am, just because they're older than me makes me think that they think that they're more important than me. And they're not. And I'm not more important than them. We're the same. So I'm just going to be like Susie, Joe, Rick, Bobby, Billy, Cassandra, whatever your name is, that's what I'll call you. So That's what I believe. That's just me. Because just because you're old doesn't mean you're fucking important. Like, I don't care.
I don't purposefully call. The only people I call sir now are customers' names that I cannot pronounce.
That makes sense.
It's to me, as I was raised, it's a matter of respect. And I was in the military where you don't have a fucking choice.
Right.
I do get both sides of the coin. I really do. I use it. I know how to respect people. I can read someone and I can tell the kind of respect that they're looking for too. And if I want to give it to them, I will. You know what I mean? But I also know that you call the wrong person sir and you're going to have another argument for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Just like, Jesus Christ. I don't know, do all that shit. Like, okay, so you don't dig that kind of respect. Like, I respect people. Like, all right, come. I don't give a shit. What do you want? Like, I totally get it. I don't care what people do. You can call me whatever you want.
I get
It's
in
fine.
a
Whatever.
I get in a professional setting at your work. That makes sense. Sometimes it's just easier.
Yeah, sir and ma'am isn't really a thing anymore. I mean, maybe in the South, I mean, some parts of the South, but that's the only place Southern hospitality ever lived, was in the South.
Right.
That's the whole point. So I don't know. I just think it's funny. Like I said, you go down to Florida, it's not the South. It's a shit show shaped like a penis, and it's
Yeah.
hot, and it's nasty, and everyone is there on vacation, and it's going to be a germ and like those little germ trays, you know. That's
Yeah.
petri dish. That's
Okay,
where I'm going for vacation. Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm really excited about it. I'll be amazed if no one has, you know, I don't know.
Right.
I think I'm just gonna sit on a bench. Like I've gotten to that point in my life, like, you know, but like I really dig it. You know, speaking of older people, I do dig it when people get older and they can sit on a bench and just watch roller coasters or just
Right.
look at people. You know, it's kind of like, you know, you've gotten to the point where you're not gonna, like, it's like boxing. You're not getting in the ring anymore. Not gonna happen. You're just happy you can watch the fight. You're just watching, you're just remembering all the fights you had up in that ring. So you sit on a bench, you eat an ice cream cone. Maybe a pigeon takes a shit on your rain jacket. I don't know, just simple things. I kind of look forward to that. There's no line for the bench. I just want to point that out. There's no fucking line for the bench. And when people are waiting in line and their calves feel swollen and their fucking feet are getting tired and their $100 sneakers that still wear out your feet, I'll be on the bench. I might even have my shoes off. I don't know. It's vacation. I can do what I want. I might use the whole bench. Have you ever seen someone do that? Like some woman who's just exhausted. She has a stroller, 6 of those souvenir cups hanging off the back of the stroller, and it's only 11 o'clock in the morning, and she's already burnt, and she's made her home that bench. That she's not
Right.
giving that bench up. That's me taking over a bench for the whole week. Like, this is my bench. I think it'll be good for me. That's a vacation for me. I sat on my ass and I watched other people sweat. It was great. I didn't get COVID because I was 6 feet. I doubled the 3-foot rule the whole time I was there.
It's fucking awesome. I just need a bench. That's all I need. Just one bench.
Like, and they have this ride, and they have, whoa. They have benches. I'm in.
I'm in.
That's it. Bring my own water. But yeah.
Speaking of benches,
time for some music.
I normally try to ask you how you've been and what you've been up to and what you're doing, but you kind of already did that. So
no, I'm good. I went to a baseball game. We're fine.
Yeah. So it's time to talk about music.
Yeah, man. I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, this one came per request by a person whom that you know, and they requested an artist named Elohim. Still don't know exactly how to say it. Think I'm kind of doing it right. Self-titled album from 2019. We thought it was 2018. Well,
yeah.
That was a mix up between the information and the comments. But anyway, same album. Hope people listen to it. And I got some information about who Elohim is and stuff. But what'd you think about the
album? First go around was at 6 a.m. at the gym. First song, wasn't into it. Listened to the whole album first time. It was all right. And then like 2 days ago, got back into it. I've listened to it. I've actually listened to everything that she's done. She's just one person. I think I've listened to everything I could find on Spotify, and really, I like it. I really like it. I kept listening to it. And I found some tracks that I like. I have shit in my head right now. I was shocked. I mean, I'm not shocked, but I wasn't, when I first heard it, I was like, oh, hell. And no. I was like, but I don't know what it was, man. It really got me. So what I learned was, she's an independent artist. She does everything on stage. She is a DJ, keyboards, she puts on the whole show is all her. She's the only one on stage. And she's actually a really positive artist. Like a lot of the things she says are really positive. The stories that she's telling are things that people should hear, in my opinion. Like she's motivating, not so much negative or things like. It really took me. I was like, oh, this is different. It's like, okay, all right, you know. She's, I don't know. It's just, I was surprised. The beats are really good. I can understand the lyrics, and I like the lyrics that I've heard.
Right.
Yeah, it reminded me it reminded me of K-Flay. It reminded me of Sylvan Esso, a lot of other, I guess, like bands or artists that have female vocalists, like current, like newer stuff. It reminds me of the newer stuff that other people are putting out, but it's got its own vein for sure.
Right.
Yeah, really not bad. I would actually, I mean, you know me, I can really dig into anything. If it's good, I'll fucking find it. It's great. I'm listening to it again. Honestly, I would recommend that to a couple of people, including you guys. If you didn't listen to it, I really liked it. Their band is called Elohim, or Elohim. And she's not from another country. She's from Los Angeles. Unique name. Don't know what that means yet, but yeah, if you want something, I would say not to be sexist or anything, but if you want to chill out, or if you're a lady who doesn't like the metal that we usually recommend, I would recommend checking this shit out.
Absolutely.
So what do you think?
For me, it's not the music I listen to. I did appreciate it, and I think that she's a very talented artist, and I think she's really good at playing the music she plays. I think, and I don't mean that as a slight in any way. I think she's really creative. It reminds me of another group called Coco Rosie. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know if you've ever heard them. They're two sisters who lost contact at a very young age and then found each other and then started playing music. And it reminds me of Elohim. But Elohim, she's music I would listen to back when I was in my early 20s, when I was doing a lot of
I know it.
fun little things, things that look like candies that you swallow. But it was weird. I listened to the album probably 3 or 4 times, and every time I listened to it, I was like, I appreciated it more. But every other song, I was like, nah, not my thing. And then the next song was like, oh, I like this. And then the next song was like, not my thing. And I think what it is I just been listening to metal and like loud, stupid music for too long, where it's like sometimes I have to get that out of my head to appreciate something that's like truly beautiful. Like it's really beautiful, like cool music.
Yeah.
And I really like it sounds like she does all the music herself. And right. I really like the music part that she just like the music, like the electronic music that she makes. I really like that. Like I like the first song, how like serious it sounds.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like something bad is gonna happen or already happened. Like it sounds like in a movie, like a soundtrack from a movie after a war scene, and you see a bunch of dead bodies on the ground, and it's just like something serious and dramatic just happened. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
And
that's okay.
Yeah, and it overall it was good. I would recommend it to people. And yeah, it's I looked up what Elohim means, and it's a Hebrew name for God. So apparently it's one of the many names in Hebrew that they have for God. So that's what that means.
Fuck.
Yeah. But she's been playing as Elohim since 2015 to present day. So 6 years or so. And yeah, it's good. It's not something that I would sit around and listen to, but I think it was a great suggestion by the person that left the comment, and thank you for doing that, and please do more.
Right.
whether it sounds like this or it sounds like whatever. So
Well, I was listening to it thinking of the person who recommended it, and then I immediately realized that this person probably has a lot of sex. Like, that's awesome, you know, Knuckles. That's great because that's what that music is. I mean, it's hot. You're either gonna do drugs, you're gonna have sex, or you're gonna have sex and do drugs on that music. No matter how uplifting it is, the people in the audience, you know, they see.
right.
Dude, the first word that came to mind when I heard this was moist. I was like, shit makes me moist. Like, this is naughty. Like, I feel like I'm rolling around in like.
It's moist. This shit makes me
But I mean,
moist.
it's not. She's not trying to turn you on or anything. I mean, some of the okay, like one song, the interlude, and it still gets me, is where the robot says, "Do you have anxiety? I have anxiety." I'm like, whoa, like that is the album, right? Or did I listen to I don't know. Okay. So that one, like, and then the song is called Xanax, I think. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And that one was really, I really like that interlude into that. That I actually had to go back and listen to that again. And
Yeah.
then there's the other one that grabbed me. The lyric just stuck with me. She says, "She talks too much." I was like, you take the S off that word, and that's my line. It's like, talks too much. I was like, yeah, this is fucking great. I can resonate with this shit.
I like the song "Fuck Your Money." I thought that was one of the songs I liked.
Damn, I don't remember. Yeah, shit. Have you ever heard K-Flay?
No.
All right. Well, for those of you who like this music, K-Flay is a similar vein. Reminds me of this, but K-Flay has a band. This Elohim, she does all of her own stuff, so that's definitely different.
Mhm.
But in any case, there's some lyrics. I like the lyrics these days where people are just singing about real shit. I know people have always been singing about real shit, but you know, like the record execs and shit would get involved. You know, I mean, but I don't. It doesn't feel like that now. It feels like you can say whatever the hell you know you want.
Yeah.
You know, and that's that. It just sounds different. The shit that's on the radio, no one sings about Xanax on the. I don't know, maybe they do, but on the radio or whatever. But clever shit. Seems like they're writing right. She's wrote right from the heart, and I like that. So yeah, good pick. You know, I would like that kind of stuff. If it's good, man, I'll like I said, I'll figure it out. I liked it a lot. So thank you again for the recommendation.
Hell yeah.
Yep. We're
right there. Huh?
yeah. You want to? Do we have music for next week, or do we need
We
to?
do.
Yeah,
It is my turn. And the band that we're doing. Okay, you got to explain a little bit. So this is a cover band, a Black Sabbath cover band. Okay.
Max.
The Blacks and all Mexican. This is in theme for Cinco de Mayo, which happened yesterday. Black Sabbath, an all Mexican Black Sabbath cover band called Brown Sabbath.
Shut the fuck up.
I promise you that is what they're called. And and it's fucking awesome.
All right.
So don't listen to it thinking that you're going to hear them like do exactly Black Sabbath songs. They put twists on it. It's definitely Latin inspired. It's definitely has that flair on it. And it's awesome. And it's just fucking cracks me up that their band is called Brown Sabbath. I fucking love it. It's so great. So the name of the album, how you'll find it on any streaming service, it says Brown Sabbath, and then it'll say Brownout Presents Brown Sabbath. Name of the album is called Brownout. It's their 2014 recording, and it's got a lot of the hits, you know, The Wizard, Iron Man, NIB, Black Sabbath. You know, it's got Into the Void. It's got a bunch of cool songs.
Cool. We always have something fun to listen to.
So just remember, guys, Brown Sabbath,
not Black Sabbath, Brown Sabbath.
Brown Sabbath. Name of the album is Brownout, 2014 recording. So yeah, check it out.
You know, I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about the people who listen to this stuff, and I'm thinking, yeah, they might feel that this is useless information, but I wonder how eventually one of these songs, one of these bands, is either going to show up on a trivia question, or you're going to be half drunk at a family reunion and be like, "You should listen to Brown Sabbath." Like I just picture this. Like, the fuck are we listening to? It's Brown Sabbath. This is great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's different than what you're gonna. It might be right on. I don't know. Just go in with an open mind, and you'll fucking. It's pretty cool.
All right. Well, I'm into it, man. So, Alex, enjoy your extra 2 days off today and tomorrow.
Thanks, man.
Be safe back at work. For all you cats out there, have fun, enjoy the show, listen to music. If you think of an album that you like, you know what to do. Let us know. But that concludes this week's episode of This Is the Future. Unfortunately, that's Axel Rios. Which Alex? That's we're gonna call him Axel Rios. That's Axel Rios. And I'm Greaseball 5. What's my name?
That's Tommy Gunn. That's
Tommy Gunn. That guy's a porn star. He's probably dead now, but there's a porn star named Tommy Gunn. So Google that.
Of course there was. Of course there was.
Yeah, like, it really is.
My name's Tommy. This is my gun. What's up?
I'm not kidding. We'll talk about porn names next week, maybe. But that's like 2-hour-long episode. In any case, like, follow, subscribe. Titfoo69 on Instagram. You know the YouTube page. Let people know if you like the show. We appreciate it. Thanks again. Any final words? There it is. Couldn't have said it better myself. You kids have fun. Bye-bye.